The Magpies went down 2-1 to Shortwood United at Cuthbury here tonight in a match played for, in the most part, driving rain, horrible conditions. Steve Cuss brought in Jack Lupton for John Blake, and Jamie Davidson returning for suspension came in for Matt Kemble, who dropped down to the bench. Very much a clash of styles this game, Wimborne trying to play the football on the ground while Shortwood's tactics were clear, get the ball up quickly to the big Lewis Summers, number 9, backed up with a couple of very fast wide men. And it paid off. They took the lead on 26 minutes when the ball ricocheted in the box and broke to Langworthy, whose fiercely hit shot from the corner of the box was tipped up in the air by Jason Harville, but it fell behind him into the net. 1-0 at half-time for the visitors, and that was perhaps just about deserved on the balance of play. Second half, though, Wimborne, by far the better team, played some really nice football. On the hour mark, Steve Cuss took off Mark Gamble and Jack Lupton. Gamble probably still feeling the after effects of that ankle injury he picked up against Oxford City on Saturday, and brought on Matt Kemble and young Anthony Waters to make his first team debut. And 2 minutes later, Wimborne were level. George Webb cross from the right hand side was fumbled by the Shortwood keeper, and there was Jamie Davidson to poke it in from short range. 1-1 now, and for all money it looked like Wimborne would go ahead to take all 3 points, but just 7 minutes later they were caught out at the back, a breakaway, a swift break, and there was substitute James Lawrence Forbes to hit a sweet shot past Jason Harville. After that, Wimborne had more of the ball again, but to no avail, and the match finished 2-1 to Shortwood. I hope Steve and the lads won't be too disappointed by this result, because we played some really nice football, and it was just a bit of cutting edge that was missing, and possibly that's because of the number of games we've played, and there was a bit of tiredness out there at the end. Anyway, it doesn't get any easier for the Magpies. On Saturday we host Merthyr Town here in what should be a cracking game, and we hope to see you there. I've got Steve Cuss with me after tonight's 2-1 loss to Shortwood. 2-1 loss, Steve. I don't think there was too much to be disappointed, but we played some nice football. No, I think the focus tonight was getting back to playing our passing game, which has probably gone a little bit astray in the last couple of games, and the mentality to pass the ball was there tonight. You could see that, but we were caught out with a couple of sloppy goals, and ultimately that's cost us, the game in terms of, we didn't really create enough in the final third, which was a disappointing thing. Yeah, you know what you're going to get with Shortwood, don't you? They play a long ball up to the big lad up front, and they've got 2 very fast men coming up behind them. Yeah, we talked about it before, and we talked about it at half time. They'll go direct into big centre forward who does a terrific job. He's bound to win his fair share of headers, and we talked about trying to get the second ball. And I thought, second half, I thought we coped with that really well, and when we equalised, it only really looked like there was going to be one winner. Yeah. And unfortunately, we got caught out, and they reversed that and got the winner. Yeah, just that second goal we conceded just a little bit, too gung-ho for us going forward, got caught short at the back. Yeah, I think that's a bit of our style as well. We'll try and win games, and sometimes it goes in your favour. Tonight it didn't go in our favour, but we're disappointed, but I was pleased with the performance, and that was the main thing. Yeah, well, I don't think any Wimborne fans would want you to change that style. I mean, we played some really nice football in difficult conditions out there, and it was really nice to watch. Mark Gamble started, which will be a bit of a surprise to some. His ankle injury not too bad, or? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I don't want to keep coming on camera and moaning about injuries and things like that, but there's a few lads that are playing when. If we had a few more players around, they wouldn't be playing. So I've got to look at that for the weekends and assess 1 or 2. There's certainly knocks in there for Scott, for Ian, for Jamie. Mark, again, he's prepared to put himself out there for 55 minutes an hour. But you saw the glimpses of young Anthony coming on tonight, and his real pace, and his willingness to get forward from a wide area. So hopefully, Ant will benefit from that.
and he can keep himself in and around the first team. And there's one or two others that we'll bring in and use them over this busy time, because it's certainly a strain on the same 11 to keep playing every week.
I mean, Ant's a young lad. I think you and I saw him up at Oxford City in the FA Youth Cup this season. So he's one for the future. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot of Ant's this season. He's been training with us a few times as well. But I've seen him play for the under-18s on a number of occasions, play for the reserves, and he's probably earned his place on last week's under-21 performance, where he got a couple of goals and an assist, and I thought he was worthy of coming into the side. But as always with young players, it's about the balancing act of when to bring them in and when to involve them. And I look at that, but I thought physically he stood up to it well. Didn't look phased by anything, and he's got some real pace and a lovely left foot to go with that. So hopefully Ant can be, like I say, around us certainly during this busy time when we've got lots of matches.
And a quick word from Matt Campbell. I thought he looked sharp when he came on.
Yeah, he did. I just took the opportunity to leave Matt out because he had a number of games, and I thought that might just sharpen him up, and I thought it worked to a certain extent because Matt looked real hungry when he come on, and the sharpness looked back in him. So I was pleased with that. And again, Matt's putting himself in contention to start again. That was just simply like a little bit of rotation round to rest Matt tonight.
We'll pick ourselves up and go again on Saturday. Big game on Saturday against
Yeah, we look forward to it. Obviously they're the sort of like they're on paper the top team in the division. We started off first game of the season up there and put on a really great performance and got a point that really set us on the road to some really good early points. And hopefully, come Saturday we can pick up some points again and kick-start us again.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.